We don't go by no clock. We start when we want to start.
Yeah, clearly.
Right. So, welcome to the show after a big weekend. We got a lot to talk about.
Man, we do. This is going to be a good show because it's a lot of information packed into, the way we package things.
Yes.
Growers, not showers.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I just feel like people underestimate us because,
Growers, not showers.
Hey, man, listen. It's a beautiful day as Zamunda, bro. It's a nice day to be out here. And like you said, it's so much to unpack from this weekend. Wait, that's what she said. All right, look, I'm done, bro. That's it. That's
we'll
my
get
attempt.
to it. We'll be right back before they cut us off.
Introduce you to the greatest combat sports show bar none. You are now in the Beatdown.
You wanna get beat down?
Let us now introduce you to your host, the Badger, and
Welcome back to the show, baby. Listen, I don't even have time to joke around. We got a lot of boxing, right?
Yeah, man. It was a good weekend for combat sports,
Yes,
but boxing is normally how we start the show off, so we're gonna keep it consistent, bro. Alexander Usyk, Anthony, as they say, Anthony Joshua, bro. I saw the highlights, bro. I saw a lot of clips. I think I saw enough. You were able to catch. I think the last, quarter of the fight, third of the fight live.
Yeah.
What did you see, bro, and what was your impression?
My impression is just what we said. Anthony Joshua is a robot. He had no answer for movement. He hits a heavy bag. I guarantee that's how his sparring goes. He hits a heavy bag. Because he couldn't find Usyk anywhere.
Nah, man. Nah.
It was ridiculous. He couldn't land a jab. Literally, he was fighting like this. He was switching his hand.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Joshua, just like he was trying to grab him.
Yeah.
He hit him one solid time. It shook Usyk, and he couldn't close. It looked like Frankenstein trying to catch Jerry Mouse.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. It looked like he was trying harder.
Yeah.
I will say that I feel he knew that he had to, again, fight like the bigger man and try to just, I guess, use that long jab and try to figure out a way to slow Usyk down. But Usyk is such an awkward fighter, and his movement is different, and he would do things like shoot the jab up the middle, what some people call an inverted jab or an up jab. He found success with that throughout the night. He was not really there to be hit. And like you said, Joshua just looked so robotic. And I feel bad because that has been our ultimate criticism of him the entire time. Anthony Joshua is not a guy that can make any adjustments mid-fight. None.
Listen, our friend of the show, Miss Boxing Baby, stated it perfectly on IG. She said, I'm so disappointed that Anthony Joshua has no dog in him.
Okay, now let's be careful about that.
That's what she said.
I understand where she's coming from because I've been critical of Joshua in the same way.
In the shame way.
The shame way.
Right.
Because it's a shame.
Right. It's a shame.
Yep. But here it is, bro. Even, again, I just said it. He tried harder. Bro, he was incapable.
Right. And that's the worst part.
Right. So it didn't matter how hard he tried. He didn't have the skill set to do so. It just, man, he can't do nothing with that guy.
What does it say about the people that he was able to beat on his run?
What it says is that Anthony Joshua is a good fighter. What it says is that Anthony Joshua is an Olympian. What it also says is that matchmaking is important. Matchmaking is paramount. Because Had this been revealed prior to, and it wasn't because, again, they moved him the right way, he never stood a chance. Because Usyk, for the greatness that we see him, bro, there are other guys. I'm sure there's some guys at light heavyweight that could probably bulk up to about 215. Because Usyk weighing at what, 221, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
I bet you got some light heavyweights, bro, that could probably bulk up to about 215, maybe 220, and they could do the same thing Usyk did, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't hit what you can't see. When you can't catch a guy, it doesn't matter how strong you are or how big you are.
But this makes perfect sense now why Eddie Hearn said in no way, shape, or form was Anthony Joshua fighting Tyson Fury.
All right, look. So the result is what it was. I really want to talk about the possibility of a Wilder Fury fight, but we got so much to cover. So I want to jump to his post-fight meltdown. How do you feel about that? Are you somebody that's like, look, we asked these guys to be savages for 36 minutes, right, for 12 rounds, and then immediately after that, we tell them to calm the savagery down and be civil. He threw the belts out of the ring. He had what appeared to be a tantrum, right? Then in the post-fight interview at the end, he breaks down into tears. We talk about mental health on this show all the time and how important it is. We're seeing guys literally crumble in some of their biggest moments. This was funny when it was Oliver McCall 25 years ago. Now we see this kind of like it's happening a lot. What's your take?
Wow. You know, I always said when I was younger and I wanted to get into this game and be a manager, a trainer, I always said I would not let my fighter do interviews until the next day. Because you have to unpack and process what happened. And just like when you win and you're on a high and you call people out and then you can't go back.
Right.
When you lose and think about it. He's a black man in England. No. Let's look at this realistically. You have all these people behind you talking about how great you are. And then when you can't win, and then you're facing the same guy again, and everybody said you should have won the first time. The pressure that it puts on you, realistically, the pressure that it puts on you, and now you lose in this manner. There's a lot of stuff he's going through, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not a good thing, but it's all in that instant gratification for the fans.
And listen, shout out to the fighters that can get it right. Shout out to all the guys that after a win or loss are able to kind of keep their composure and not let their emotions get the best of them.
Somebody's able to talk to them and get them regulated.
Yeah, maybe so, but let's give them credit for being able to do that as well.
Yeah, and he did it up till now.
Yeah, that was my thing. He's been able to hold it for so long, so I guess this is the breaking point. Bro, we had other fights going this weekend. Down in South Florida, Sergey Lipiev steps in late for Adrian Broner and comes in and gets the stoppage. Omar Figueroa looks to have retired Saturday night down in South Florida. He again breaks down in the ring post-fight, talking about all the things he's gone through and how boxing has taken so much from him that he's ready to walk away. Again, Sergey Lipinets, bro, we knew he was a live dog. Are you surprised that he was able to come in and get the win last minute?
Not the win, but the stoppage.
Yeah. TKO 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
That shocked me. Now, here's the funny thing. And we're going to get to the UFC next. Because I want to ask you about the difference between what Luke Rockhold did and what Anthony Joshua and Figueroa did after their fight.
Yeah. Also, it was another fight. Bro, the prospect, Brandon Lee, got folded. I am so surprised ref didn't stop that fight. Did you see the knockdown?
I did see the knockdown.
Bro, that was a bad knockdown.
Yeah.
That fight could have been stopped.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Brandon Lee for being able to recover-ish enough to make it out of the round. Because I think by the time he got up, there was only a few seconds left. He was able to make it out of the round. He regains his composure, comes and gets the win.
Right. Do you give the ref credit for not stopping the fight?
It depends.
Or do you criticize him?
It depends on where you picking your paycheck up at. wherever you picking your paycheck up at, that depends on how you feel about this.
Yeah.
But we know those guys, so I'm not going to be critical of the refs here, because that is a hard decision to make. And again, it's the business. We understand what's happening here. And Brandon Lee is a big time prospect. They think this kid can be the real, because he's a knockout artist. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So shouts out to him for being able to recover and get that win. But that was kind of interesting.
Hey, shout out to the grandson of Muhammad Ali. He got himself a victory this weekend as well.
Yeah, and that was on the top rating card. Also, Emmanuel Navarrete did what we thought he was going to do. He stops Baez with a body shot. So yeah, a pretty good weekend for boxing. We had some upsets, guys that we know needed to get win, or guys that we needed to continue to rise and impress.
Yeah,
did their thing. So that that was about as good as a week you could get for boxing. What was going on inside with UFC. So shouts out to Top Rank for doing their thing. Shouts out to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and all those guys across the pond for a massive showing with the heavyweight card over there in Saudi Arabia.
I think the big winner for boxing this weekend
London,
was
I'm
Eddie
tripping.
Hearn.
Say it again?
I think the big winner for boxing this weekend was Eddie Hearn.
I ain't mad at you.
So we'll be back.
You're listening to your favorite fighter's favorite show. You're inside the Beat Down on the Fighter Share Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Beat Down, sponsored by the Fighter Share Report
on the Fizzer Network.
All right, now, this was the big weekend in the UFC 278.
Yes, sir.
Other events happened, but this is what everybody was tuned into. Listen, I was at home, and a buddy of mine called me and said, man, go riding with me. Let's go to a cigar bar.
Okay.
So we're sitting in there. They're showing preseason football. You got different people in there with their laptops watching the UFC prelims.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wow. Because everybody said, I want to see Usman get the record. And we'll get to that.
Yeah, the UFC won this weekend, bro. I was able to be somewhere where I could kind of catch it in all its glory. But listen, that's because we had to build up to this point. Like, we getting ready to explode right now. And I'm not meaning that figuratively. I'm talking literally. Listen, shouts out to all my cheek clappers out there, man. Cheek clappers unite, because we got some clapping to do, man. Listen, make sure you clap your daily doses of cheeks in the morning to get your day started right, man. And look, if you got to put your face in it, whatever it takes. Makes shaving easier. Yes. Bro, let's talk about it. So, Jose Aldo, whatever we call him. Man, that wasn't good.
No, it was not good.
He looked like what we said.
Yes.
He didn't look good prior to this fight. And then, damn Father Time.
Listen.
There was no offense.
You're right.
Merab didn't do himself any favors, because I don't know how committed he was to trying to get a stoppage. But this definitely hurt Jose Aldo. I don't know what this really does for Merab, especially with him being so dismissive of trying to get the belt because his friend is the current champ.
That was
Jermaine.
the most ludicrous thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Yeah. So
you don't get in this business to help somebody else keep a title.
Yeah. So that kind of dulled anything that his victory might have done for him. So he's kind of where he is right now. This didn't do anything for him. It doesn't move the needle on him. So Jose Aldo, I think he made this may be his swan song. He may have one more, and that's probably it, bro.
Dwalishvili is actually how we pronounce his name.
Who?
Merab.
Oh.
Dwalishvili.
Yep, with the D's and the
Yeah. Now
D's
Aldo
and-
will probably
Yeah.
fight again next year when they go back to, or is it this year?
Brazil.
When they go back to
Yeah.
Brazil.
yeah.
And
Is that Rio?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll let him ride off into the sunset. They'll probably give him a hand-picked opponent because he was in shape. And the commentators, they built him up.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, he didn't belong in there at all.
Man, listen, for all that he's done, the man's a legend. So, we'll give him his roses. But yeah, that was not a good way to be remembered, I guess.
Now let's get to the next fight.
Yes.
Because
Luke
something
Rockhold.
happened in this fight.
Yes, wild.
That
This is wild.
he should have been arrested for.
I mean, I don't know, but this is wild. Go ahead,
I'm
bro.
Paulo Costa.
Go ahead.
And I'm in my guard.
Go ahead.
And you're rubbing your blood in my face.
It just tells you what
I'm
kind
gonna
of guy.
kick you in the nuts when we stand up.
Listen, it's just further proof to what kind of guy Paulo Costa is. I am convinced that he's had his Red Wings because he was much too, I guess, receptive to that. But I'll let you go ahead. I digress.
I was freaking out because I'm thinking with all the diseases going on,
Well-
and you gonna rub your blood in my face, I'm gonna thumb you in the eye or something. You getting up off me.
Yeah, I get it, bro. But we all know that those guys go through stringent testing. So, but
I don't give a
I
damn.
know,
They don't test
I
for
know.
STDs.
Yes, listen. I like it, bro. Right? This is where we say I understand the theory, but the application ain't good. I understand what you mean, but in theory, it's a fight. These guys are tested.
he'd have been a
Rocco is a
pirate.
different dude, though.
He'd have been a
Rocco
pirate
is a-
Sunday morning. I'm telling you, because
Rock-
he had one eye.
Listen.
I'd have thumbed it right.
Listen, something about
Push it
that
right
just
back in the
screams stereotypical to me. When I saw him do that, I was like, Rocco looks like a guy that would do that.
Yeah, he does.
He does. Anyway, Paulo Costa gets the win in a decent performance. I guess I was more surprised that Rocco was as competitive as he was. I don't know if that says anything about Paulo Costa or Rocco just being that good, and this is just where he is as a 38-year-old man.
It says
But-
a lot about Costa because you had the man in a choke and he turned on you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dog. And you got all them muscles. I
But
think
that's
you're right.
But that's what we were talking about. Hashtag Watch the Pod last week. Paulo Costa, again, I like the idea of what Paulo Costa could be, but who he really is, it don't match up. So I don't know where he goes from here either, bro. I don't think that before. I mean, it was a good.
He needs
fight.
to go to the clinic. That's where he needs to go. When somebody rub their blood in your face, you need
Say
to
the
go to the
clinic.
clinic. Where he goes from here. Come on, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And after you leave the clinic, go buy a pair. Because there's no way you let another man do that to you.
I'm sure there's a lot of powdered sugar going back home in Brazil. I'm pretty sure. Just add a little water to it, man. We know
Paulo.
how they go. Oh, but that's terrible. All right. So look, the reason why everybody here watching us right now is for this moment. So let's go ahead and get to it.
No,
'cause,
before we get to this moment, think about what Rockhold said during his interview. How he said it. And how...
Oh, yeah.
Right. Nobody talked about the blood incident, and nobody talked about his comments.
Yeah.
How some of them were really off kilter.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Take a little moment to get into that, bro.
But I mean, we talk about mental health when it comes to
Yeah,
Joshua,
we do.
Oliver McCall.
Sure.
Omar
Omar Figueroa, Danny
Figueroa.
Garcia a few weeks before.
Danny Garcia.
Yeah, Adrian Bronner.
Adrian
the reason he
Bronner.
pulled out. Yeah.
Right. But we don't talk about Luke Rockhold. We talk about how great of a fighter he is and how,
Yeah.
he deserves to retire and go out. No, y'all. Let's call it for what it is. He had a meltdown as well.
He
But it
did.
was during the fight.
Yeah, he did. That was wild.
So I'm done with it. I'm just saying, let's level the playing field here. Hey, the main event. Man, look.
I want to take a moment to just say there is nothing in this world like a fight. The only sport where you can be down 1,000 points, not 100, not 10, 1,000, and win it in one play, or in this case, one shot.
Were you able to hear the commentators?
Yes.
They had already called the fight.
Bro.
Literally, right before that, they were saying, well, he won't get another title shot after this.
And those of us who are rational thinking humans did the
we were
same
right
thing.
along with him. Yes, we were right
Because
along with him.
not only was it factual, but even when you look at the nuance, everything outside of Leonette was being actually hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, it just looked bad. His body language was terrible.
His corner were yelling
They was
obscenities
trying
at
to
him.
motivate him.
They couldn't. They were telling him, "You're throwing it. You're throwing it."
He looked like a defeated man.
Yes, he did.
Literally
But
and
look out
figuratively.
now.
He
But
looked
look
like a
out
defeated
now.
man. Because rounds 2, 3, and 4, I was like, man,
Yeah.
don't go out like this, bro. You can't get broken like this because he looked like a broken fighter. It's not about the win or the loss. when the spirit of a fighter looks like it's not there, that's when
Right.
you just be like, damn.
And listen, I know you may argue with me, but I don't care. Leon should have said during his interview, "Look at God," because
Won't he do it?
there's no
Won't he do
other
it?
way he won that fight. I mean, you can look back and say, okay, it looks like he's been setting up. You've been getting beat the whole fight to set up one shot. No.
So listen, is it a shot that he saw? Have they really practiced, or was that just, look, I'm just gonna throw something to keep this dude off me because I ain't trying to get knocked out, and it worked? Which one was it?
The red belly asked me that same question. He said, because he hadn't seen it yet.
Okay.
He asked me, he said, was it a shot or did Usman get caught? Or was he sloppy? He said, did he get caught or was he sloppy? Honestly, he got caught because his hand was up. It had just dropped a little because I think in his mind, he was going to slip that jab and come back.
No. You know what it is, bro? He is not a traditional boxer.
No, he's not.
You don't parry a punch by extending your arms. That's where the party was lost. When you parry a punch, your movement stays here. It's a slight movement. But because he's not a natural boxer, he does this, which is what most people do.
But the hand was still in when that punch, or it was coming
But he had to
out.
bring it back,
Yeah, he had
and
to
it was
bring
too
back.
late.
And
Hand
he-
down, man down. Yep.
And you're right. If you're not a traditional boxer, and some traditional boxers mess up.
Yeah.
They bring it down here
Yeah.
and then up.
Yep.
Instead of coming straight back
Yep.
to the phone.
Hold
You're
the
right.
phone.
And boy, look at here. Shout out to Barry Hunter.
God picked up. God answered that phone
God
call.
answered that call. He said, keep the party going. He said, when he
Keep the
hit
party going.
Usman, and Usman's body went, it just dropped.
That boy said,
Bro, I was home by that, and I sat up in my chair like, did I just, man, look. Exactly. It was like a video game when he gets something plugged
shouts
in the
out to
wall.
Leon Edwards, man. Only in combat sports.
Listen, we're
Only
gonna
in
talk about
combat
this a
sports.
little bit more when we come back. We can't let this go.
You listening to your favorite fighters' favorite show. You're inside the Deep Dive on the Fighter Show Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hey, sorry I cut that off, but we had to get back to this. Listen. And then when they woke him up, you
No,
can hear him.
they didn't wake him up. Because if he went out with his eyes open. Now, what was interesting is how quick the lights came back on. Because once he seized up and hit the ground, it was almost like you could see him trying to fight to regain consciousness. You could see
Yeah.
him trying to,
Yeah.
the fighter in him, you could see him trying to make his
Yeah,
body work.
yeah.
Just, this, look, everybody got one. It's called the easy button.
Ooh.
Just press it. Just press it. It take the same amount of pressure everybody. The thing is, some people can just hide theirs a little better than everybody else. That's
My
all.
question is, he went 16 in a row.
Yeah.
He won his title and
Yeah.
then defended it 7 times.
Yeah.
Are you a Hall of Famer with this loss?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
It wasn't the longest because that belongs to Silver. That record's secure.
He was going for it this
He
time.
has probably had the most dominant run.
Yeah.
Because he's been destroying people.
Well, I can't say the most dominant run because you look at Anderson Silva. He was knocking people out in different ways. He was putting people down in different ways. I get what you're saying, but back then they hadn't seen anything like Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he was a game changer. And Anderson Silva was a bridge. He was leaving the modern UFC athlete and crossing into the new UFC athlete,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Usman's already there. So the fact that he's been destroying people the way he has in this era, I mean, the most brutal stoppages, bro.
You're right,
He's
you're right.
got grown men crying.
Or holding their jaw. Shout out to
So,
Kobe Covington.
or just into the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into bare knuckle, where does Leon go from here, and where does Usman go from here?
Leon, go get as many endorsements as you can right now because I believe Kamaru, his manhood is going to make him come back and get his belts. And because he beat you the first time, there are only going to be 3. And you're going to have to fight him one more time. And Leon said it coming in. If I win, I know I got to fight him twice. I know I got to fight him to get the title, and I'm going to have to fight him again. I don't think Kamaru stops just to focus on his brother. I think he wants to retire with those belts.
So basically, you're saying that. So let me ask a better question: is the rematch next, or does Leon get a fight back home with an opponent that he? There's going to be a lot. Look,
It
as
depends
clearly
on
anything can
Usman's
happen.
health.
Is Usman next for Leon Edwards?
It depends on Usman's health. If Usman's ready to go, Wembley Stadium is going to get fired up.
I don't think there's an issue with his health because he's got to be out 6 weeks regardless because he got knocked out.
No, but we know.
Uh-oh.
We know personally.
Okay.
He deals with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And you don't see it when he comes in the ring because he's a professional and he's a killer. But I believe within 3 to 4 months, Leon's first fight is going to be a rematch.
Okay, because Dana White already said that they're booked up until, I think he said January. But what he did say is that he wants Leon Edwards in Buckingham Palace. I think that's kind of where they're going with it. And if you put it in Buckingham, I mean, I'm not tripping.
Wembley
Buckingham
Stadium.
Palace, Wembley Stadium. Hey, look, it's a lot of green out here, man. So, just float.
Bare knuckle, baby.
Float on.
Bare knuckle. Because we know the next fight's going to be in Wembley.
Buckingham
and he
Palace,
will go to
damn.
Buckingham Palace.
That's a damn shame.
Who else since Bisping has brought a title back
Listen,
to London?
he's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. He right now in the UK,
He's the man.
Leon Edwards is the man.
Yeah.
That fight at Wembley Stadium, that is going to happen. It is gonna sell out. And
I want to throw one thing at you.
okay.
If you give him a soft touch to defend his title, go to Kingston.
Nah, man, they ain't
Yes.
listen,
Yes.
that's great in theory.
No, because somebody made a statement and the rest of the commentators just glossed over it. He is the first Jamaican-born
Jamaican-born
fighter to win a world championship in combat sport. No, in the UFC or MMA.
We know that if they go to Jamaica, it won't be that soon. That'll take a while to put into play because they want to go to Nigeria first. So we can't skip over that. However, Wembley Stadium will be packed. If it's not Usman, it's got to be Masvidal.
You're not going.
It's got to be. If it's not Usman, it's got to be Masvidal.
Stop.
Leon Edwards needs that for the culture. He got to get that back. I don't give a damn. It don't need to be Kobe. It need to be Masvidal. He needs to get that back for the culture. You want to talk about how rough you had and where you from and all that?
Yeah.
You got to pay Masvidal back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 3-piece in a soul.
Yeah.
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 Listen, that sucks because you're giving Masvidal 3
No.
title shots to him.
Yeah, but no.
But give it to him in Jamaica. It's not that hard for Dana White to pull a fight together there.
BKFC, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
We was locked in.
Let's go.
You did your thug thistle. I saw you out there
BKFC
in the
London.
BKFC streets. I saw you out there, bro. That's all.
Listen, I'm a fan.
Mike Perry.
And let me tell you, somebody has sent me their credentials so I can get on their UFC or BKFC app. I paid for my subscription.
Look at you, popcorn
I
player.
paid for my subscription.
Sprinkle me. Powder me up.
What the? That was worth every penny.
Yeah. Bro, it was some high level fighting going on. BKFC, I'm telling people, man, it is what you think it is, but it is also more than what you think it is. It's some high level fighting going on, man. But anyway, the main event, another reason why everybody's here, right? And shouts out to Bare Knuckle for allowing us to host their live watch party. Shouts out to them.
Shouts out to them.
Tour de Pizza. Shouts out y'all because the pizza was slamming.
Pizza was slamming. I ain't gonna lie. The fat man was in full effect because that pizza was slamming.
Bruh, Mike Perry got to win in a fight that he
No,
watched closely.
no,
Hold on. That was wild.
That was
That was
crazy.
wild.
They gave you that, Mike Perry, and I say it to your face.
Come on,
They
man.
gave you that. You got beat, bro.
Bro, you got to chill.
No, he got beat. At the most, that should have
He
been
did.
4 rounds to 2, and it should have been 4 rounds to 1
Bro.
because it was a 5-round fight. Who comes up with a bonus round?
Bro, he didn't get beat because at the end of the fight, they declared the winner. Who was the winner? Mike
See,
Perry.
Stop it. Stop
Just
it.
saying.
Stop it.
It's going to go down in history.
And I guess you
and
would
it's
tell
going to
that-
say winner, Mike Perry. That's
You would
all I'm
tell-
saying.
You would tell that young man who went to prison, no, you were supposed to get it in the butt. Don't worry, he was bigger and
What?
stronger than you. You all right? You not gay. You just got it in prison. Come on, man.
Bro,
Mike
what?
Perry got beat. I'm tired of you standing up for these judges and these organizations. Mike Perry got
Yeah, keep talking because I don't know what the hell just happened just then. In the butt. Bro, come on, man. God dang.
sprinkle that.
No. No.
He got beat. Mike Perry, you got beat.
That boy said, all right, look, anyway. Yeah, for what it's worth, it was a competitive fight. Look, big win for Mike Perry.
Whatever.
Listen, that 6th round, though, you waited all night to avoid all them shots in the 6th round. Man, Michael Venom Page took some shots.
I think
MVP
honestly,
took some shots, man.
He did. Now, Mike
That
Perry
boy
beat
went
his
from
behind
looking.
that 6th
Listen, bro.
round.
He went from looking regular at the end of 5 to at the end of 6.
Right.
That boy was lumped up.
Like at the end of the fight, he looked regular, but then at the end of the 6th
bonus-
round, he looked like he had been in a fight.
Yeah. Wow.
Listen, look at the men. We keep talking about mental states. You train for 5 rounds. You know you won the fight. They call a draw. So now you're like, what the is going on? And then they come back and say, oh, you get a bonus round. I was like, do I get a bonus check?
It was probably already in the contract, bro. I'm pretty sure it was already in the contract.
So he knew there was going to be a bonus round. Because it didn't look like on his face or the people in his corner's face that they knew there was going to be a bonus round.
I don't know. Look, maybe he thought he was going to stop Mike Perry. Maybe that's what it was.
He couldn't get a clear path back to the locker room. That's why he stayed in the ring.
Man, you are true. You on one today, bro.
No, come on, man. That kind of crap happens in dark fights, like fights we go see locally, and you hear that mess, but not on pay-per-view.
Shout out to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, man.
Yeah, shout out. It was a great.
All right,
event.
look,
Shout
Mike
out to Joe
Perry.
Pizza.
So does Mike Perry get Jake Paul next? That's the $1 million question.
Jake Paul do Mike Perry.
Oh, damn. Like that?
Hey, I thought Mike Perry would beat him, but I started listening to the trainer extraordinaire. Shout out to Keon. He was talking about, man, it wouldn't even be competitive because you're talking about a whole different set of rules.
My dog, stay putting people on blast.
But anyway, we'll be back.
You listening to your favorite fighter's favorite show. You're inside the Beat Down on the Fighter Share Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Beat Down, sponsored by the Fighter Share Report.
On the
Hey, welcome back to the show.
Boy, you a wild boy. You are a wild boy.
I need breakfast before I start doing this show.
You need to start clapping cheeks when we do the show because you just be all over the place.
Listen,
See?
we're not even gonna get into that. No pun intended. We off the cuff, like the last segment wasn't, but off the cuff.
Bro, listen. So look, now that Anthony Joshua's lost to Usyk again,
Here we go.
what are the odds we get to see black on black violence? Do we get to see Wilder Joshua? Is that dead now?
Nobody wants to see that.
I do.
That wouldn't even be a PVC card now.
Bro, really?
You got neither one of them with a belt. You got one who hopes to fight Usyk so he can at least get a strap back or go for the WBC interim because Tyson Fury has not officially given his title back. And then you got Anthony Joshua who, you know, don't have a kipper. Just
Listen, I'm here for it. That fight needs to happen for the culture. That fight needs to still happen, bro.
culture.
What you mean, what culture,
What
bro?
culture?
The people of the sun kissed people, bro. Us.
The
We need
soda
to-
people?
Yeah, that too.
Whatever.
We need that fight,
We
bro.
don't need that fight.
Damn.
We don't need that fight.
So
There's
is
no
that a
need for
perfect example of something going from sugar to shit?
Yeah. Yeah. Even if you put powdered sugar on it, it's still, yeah.
Powder me up. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's still, this is like diarrhea. It's not even good crap.
I guess, bro. Listen, Dennis Rodman to the rescue, bro.
There we go. I was going to talk about this too.
There you go. All right, so jump in, bro. Go
I
ahead.
think things have changed over the weekend
Okay,
because
talk to us.
Rodman said he was going to go to Russia to facilitate Brittany Griner's release, and Brittany's sitting in prison going, no! But then it looks like Vladimir Putin, sadly, his daughter was killed.
No, not his daughter.
It wasn't
A
a
daughter
daughter?
of his friend.
A daughter of his friend. I
Yeah.
thought it was his daughter. Okay,
No.
daughter of his friend. So if I'm Dennis Rodman, I stay my butt here. I don't go over there because then we got 2 in prison we got to try to go get.
First of all, they don't want Rodman. And they ain't finna lock him up. Because then they got to let everybody else out. That'll be the wrong move. Secondly, bro, he said him and Putin cool.
They
And
always
if he's cool with Kim Jong-un, why can't he be cool with Putin?
Why not? You're right. Why not?
My question is, what took him so long? He wanted to wait till the last minute to come in and save the day?
Listen, he ran out of weed and he needed Britney's cartridge.
That brother's past weed. But I bet Rodman get something done here, bro. Watch. For some reason, bro, the way this world is now, I'm betting you Dennis Rodman go over there and get something done.
That's sad. Does he run for president? Is he the Democratic choice?
He looked like it on paper. All right, bro, look.
Oh, my gosh.
The Wall Street Journal says it takes $300,000 to raise a child. I've read these things before. I don't remember what it was
Not in the
5,
hood.
10, 15 years ago.
Not in the hood.
How much it costs to raise a child, bro?
In the hood, about $35 a month,
$35 a month. You're ridiculous.
especially if they're on free lunch.
You're ridiculous.
What?
I want you to know that you're ridiculous. And we can't have a reasonable conversation right now, bro. We can't have a reasonable conversation because you're ridiculous.
It does cost quite a bit to raise a child. When you start adding up all the little things that you... But I know some children, when I was growing up, they couldn't do nothing. They had to beg once a week just to go to the ice cream man. So I know it wasn't no $300,000 for them.
Well, this is
But
now,
their mama
bro.
had a Gucci.
But this is now, bro. This ain't back in the day. This is now.
There's 2 parks, one in each direction. And you gonna find them same kids. Their mama tell them go to the park so they can get a bag lunch.
All right, bro.
Where are they doing these statistics, bro?
Man, I don't know, man. Listen, I just said the Wall Street Journal, bro. I just wanted to give us
There
something to
you
talk
go.
about it. Here you
That's
go.
your problem.
You could be
That's your
going
problem,
jumping.
Wall
Wait,
Street, yes.
now we went from Gucci bags the park lunches. Come on, bro.
The Wall Street Journal. These kids, these are the ones that are on Park Avenue, and they go to summer camps that are away from home.
Bro, this is a legitimate news source, bro.
Whatever. Listen, in Nebraska, oh man, what county was that? I saw it on the news this morning. Yesterday, there's a video circulating where these cops were beating this suspect. 3 cops kneeing him, punching him, banging his head off the pavement. Cops were suspended the same day. Can you tell me the ethnicity of the suspect?
Of the persuasion?
Yeah.
Oh, they were released the same
They
day.
were suspended.
Oh,
the
he was
same day.
definitely he was non-melanated.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yes. And guess what they beat him up for? He spit on a store clerk and gave her terrorist threats. And they've been searching for him for a long time after that. They caught him, they roughed him up, and now 3 of them are suspended.
wait, he spit on somebody,
He spit on a store clerk.
and that's why they beat him up.
Right. Good thing Luke Rockhold wasn't in Nebraska.
I mean, I look again, in theory, but the application. I'm actually for the application. You don't spit on nobody. I don't give a damn. You spit on me, bro, you're probably going to die. You can probably hit me and get away with it. You spit on me, bro. I'm just saying. I'm one of them people, bro. That's one of the worst things you can do to somebody.
But
spit
you,
on me,
but
bro.
you were looking at me like I was crazy when I said I would thumb Luke Rockhold in the eye.
No, that was funny. I get it. I get it. But that's a different. You know what? You got it, bro.
Just saying.
You got it. Listen, man, Tateo, yo boy,
Oh, no, not my boy.
got the
No.
documentary on Netflix talking about what was it 2012 when he got catfish?
Yes.
How you feel about that, bro?
It's hilarious.
You know, he's married now with 2 kids or married with 1 on the way. So a
Is
lot
this
of my
real, or was this another imaginary one?
no, this one's real.
Okay.
The babies are real as well.
And he had the perfect name for a linebacker. Manti Tail.
This was way too early. This happened back when. Look, man.
This was
no.
on YouTube and Facebook. IG hadn't really kicked off.
Bro, how? I heard what he said, but how?
Please explain what he said to the people.
He said that he had met this woman on a social site and they had a relationship. He had never seen him, the person. And then every time he tries to see said person, it can never happen. But he was okay with that. But my bigger question is, there was an imaginary person that you were in love with, but you was the most popular collegiate athlete at that time, walking around the campus of Notre Dame.
All them chicks.
All the cheeks that was clapping. Hail Mary. Bro, what? How does that happen, bro? How does that happen?
Now explain the term catfish, because I thought
Well-
it meant something else.
No. The person in his case never existed.
Right, I remember
But the
that.
person was also not a woman. It was a man that has now transitioned fully, well, is now a trans woman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. How you the star football player and you got a long distance girlfriend? Like, I don't.
that you don't see.
Right. I don't. Even application, bro. If you really like somebody, like, you don't want to see him in person, you fell in love with him over. Look, I'm just trying to make it make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It makes as much sense as these women who have pen pals in prison and guys who have pen pals who are in prison, and they send them all this money and the people get out and they never see him. Or they get out and they come live with him and they beat him up real bad and then they back up in prison. And they're
That
like,
ain't
I
funny.
can't believe
That's
he
sad.
did that. Well, he was in prison for murdering his wife.
That's not funny. But
But it happens.
yeah.
It's called not using logic.
And then people say that I'm insensitive. I mean, I hear you, bro. It really don't make sense. It's amazing the things that people do. But anyway, so yeah, lesson learned. Meet said
Maybe.
person in real life, as the kids say nowadays. Ain't that something?
But how did he get catfished? Because I thought catfish.
Catfish is the deception, the deceiving part of it. He
Oh,
thought it was an
see.
actual woman.
It has
and
changed.
it wasn't.
It has changed because catfish usually meant men who meet other men dressed as women,
Oh yeah, nah.
and that's what catfish used to mean.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. But he's married with 2 kids now. Shout out to the man Tateo.
We'll be back. Catfish.
You listening to your favorite fighters' favorite show. You're inside the Beat Down on the Fighter Share Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Beat Down, sponsored by the Fighter Share Report.
On the Fizzer.
Hey, wow, this has been a heck of a show. That's all I can say. This has been a
We've had some moments on this show.
yeah.
We have had some moments on this show
This
this
whole
morning.
show has been a moment. That's just
Bro.
if somebody takes this show and cuts it up. This whole show is a promo.
Bro, what?
When you go back and watch this show, watch it sober. It's still gonna be funny.
Yeah. Float. Listen, shout out to all the cheek clappers out there, man.
Here we go.
Shout out to cheek clappers out there. Listen, shout out to all the fans of combat sports. We won this weekend, bro.
Yeah.
We really did. We were treated to, man, we thought Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena was crazy. That was wow. And people be talking about that for a while to come. Knockouts in boxing, bro. People bleeding everywhere. Good weekend, bro. Good weekend of combat sports.
It was a very good weekend.
Shouts out to BKMC for having us out, man. Tour de pizza, man.
And that
Tour de
place
pizza.
was packed during the
Yeah.
final 3 fights.
Yeah, tour de pizza. I mean,
Pizza. Yeah.
a really good product.
In St. Petersburg, Florida.
St.
Get out there
Petersburg.
and support it. That food is excellent. You can get cauliflower crust, regular crust. The toppings are fresh. Listen, it's nice. It's really
Listen, real quick, the man that owns the shop, the man that prepares the pizza, y'all check him out on social media. Google him at Pizza Industry Spokesman. The man has lost 60 pounds, I think.
by eating pizza.
There we go.
He's my idol.
There we go. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all don't believe it? Go check it out. And he looks ripped.
Yeah.
He was ripped before he was a bodybuilder before he lost the weight. So y'all check it out. That's all. That's my
all.
cheap
I mean,
plug for
it's
the
all.
day.
And
That's
you
it.
can go play some tennis. They got a pool. They got a jacuzzi. I don't know how you can get to use it, but it's there.
You probably got ass, bro.
That's probably all you got to do. So you can eat pizza, swim, eat more pizza, sit in the jacuzzi, eat more pizza. You ain't gonna want to play tennis after that, but
This is true.
it's nice. Very comfortable, cozy place. You'll enjoy yourself. Tour the pizza. Shout out to Fighter Share Nation for
Yep.
supporting us this weekend.
Great job on the stream, man. We did numbers. Shouts out to Larry June.
did.
Hey,
We did.
hey. Check him out. He's a good rapper. Larry June. Check him out.
Shout out to my wife. She's got a birthday coming up. Really excited about that. Couldn't have picked a better wife, and that's why I say there has to be a guy, because he brought her to me, because I would have definitely not been smart enough to pick her. So shout out to her, my daughter, my mom, my pops, my cousins, my family. Shout out to Fighter Share Nation, and shout out to your sister.
Shouts out to my sister, indeed. Shouts out to your queen for another trip around the sun. That is a blessing. Listen, y'all make sure y'all catch us everywhere y'all catch a podcast. Y'all know what the hell that's at. I ain't got to do all that. Listen, be a Manti-Teo today.
No.
That's your goal. Take a shot. The hell with it. It don't matter. Mental health is real. Shout out to the Hillsborough County Anti-Bullying Awards. We'll see y'all Friday. We out of here.
That was disgusting. Or
Peace.
Thursday.